Yo, what's up, guys? It's Suraj from Tech Devoted, and welcome back to 10 more great tips to make the most out of your Sony a6300. In case you missed my last two tips videos for the a6300, I'll link them below as well as add cards right now. Be sure to watch those too because I've actually done 10 tips before this already. But for today, as I said, we're doing 10 more, and to make things easier for myself, and to keep the video engaging, I've actually invited my friend Akash to be a part of this video. So we're going to be giving 5 tips each, and in case you end up liking his part, definitely check out more of his content. I'll link him below. But without wasting any more time, let's kick it off with my first tip. So my first tip to make the most out of your a6300 is to try out the rotate feature that's built into the camera. As you may have already guessed, this feature allows you to rotate a picture, and for some reason this feature is hidden deep inside the menu as opposed to being in the image gallery. So to access it, open the menu, go into the preview section, and under the first page you'll see rotate. Click it and use the center button to rotate your image. I don't know about you guys, but I click a lot of pictures for my Instagram stories with my camera, so to be able to rotate an image even before sending it to my phone is extremely convenient. Akash, my friend, over to you for the next one.
Hey guys, this is Akash Dingre here, and I do motorcycling content on YouTube under the channel name of Clinto Media or Akash Dingre. With introduction out of the way, let's jump on to the things that we are here to talk about today. The first step that I have for you guys is custom picture profiles. Most videographers try to go for a flat look which gives them flexibility in post for color grading. But in my experience with the a6300, it's always best to get close to the colors that you want in camera, because the file that you get out of the camera is 8-bit 420 and is heavily compressed. To achieve that, we have a ton of options in picture profiles, such as changing the black level around, changing the gamma or saturation, etc. If you don't know what you're doing, I would suggest trying profiles from EOS HD or Peterbuck and changing values from there according to your taste. You can find the picture profile settings on the 5th page in the first sub-menu.
My next tip lets you use your smartphone as your viewfinder. To be able to do this, first go ahead and download the Play Memories mobile app on your Android or iPhone. After that, download the Smart Remote Control app for your a6300 from the Play Memories app store that can be found under the application list inside the menu of your camera. Once downloaded, open it and also the app on your smartphone and connect your phone to your camera by scanning the QR code, and that is really it. You can now use your phone as a viewfinder for your a6300. Additionally, you can also adjust the settings, and you can adjust pretty much everything from the exposure to white balance to focus setting, literally everything. And the best part is that the delay is actually not that bad. It's almost real time, which makes it super useful.
The next tip I have for you guys is a neat little feature that is built into the a6300 called Focus Magnifier. I almost always use manual focus lenses or vintage lenses that you see behind me, or cine lenses on my a6300. So it's kind of hard to nail the focus every time if you're not using a monitor. It's a simple feature which lets you zoom in on your image to set focus. It's very important when it comes to cameras like the a6300, which have a very tiny LCD at the back of the camera. Bonus tip: if you have time on your hand, switch over to the manual photo mode and then use the focus magnifier. This way the focus magnifier will be able to zoom in twice on your image, and you can set the focus even more properly. Focus magnifier is the second option on 6th page under the first sub-menu.
My next tip is a feature called Manual Focus Assist. It's basically a focus magnifier that is always on. So if Akash's last tip sounded helpful and you want to have focus magnifier on at all times, simply use Manual Focus Assist. It can be found under the first page in the second sub-menu.
Next one is about audio. Bad audio is instantly noticeable, so it's critical to get that right. And for that, you need to set the audio levels. Preamps on Sony mirrorless cameras are good, but to get the most out of them, you need to set the audio levels low and bring them back up in post. This way you'll have a cleaner noise floor. Couple that with the wind noise reduction feature on the a6300 or a6500, and this is how your audio will sound like. You can find the option to set your audio levels on 8th page in the first sub-menu, and on that same page you'll also find an option to turn on the wind noise reduction.
Up next, we have Dual Video Record. This feature allows dual recording of a high quality XAVC-S 4K recording and a MP4 recording, or a AVC HD plus a MP4 recording. In my experience, a 20-second XAVC-S 4K clip was around 250 MB, while the same MP4 clip was literally 9 MB, and the quality difference to the naked eye is actually not that huge. So this feature is extremely nifty if you need to quickly share or upload the clip to the internet. This feature can be turned on by going into the second page under the first sub menu.
Next up, we are going to talk about customizing buttons on the A6300. There are a couple of custom buttons on the A6300, but if that is not enough for you, you can customize almost every button on the A6300 to whatever you want. Personally, for me, I like to have clear image zoom, display gamma assist, focus magnifier, aperture, ISO and shutter speed assigned to specific buttons at the back of the camera, so it's handy when I'm shooting. So the only thing that I have to jump inside the menu for is to format an SD card. Customizing buttons on the A6300 can be done on 7th page of the second sub menu.
My last tip is a feature called Creative Profiles. This feature basically gives you different sort of in-camera filters. So you have a standard mode, a vivid mode, a portrait mode, a black and white mode, as well as a few others. You can pick the one you like and even tweak the settings like contrast, sharpness and saturation. It's a lot of fun, and if you're the kind of person that likes to use Instagram filters, you might enjoy this feature. Now the only condition to be able to use this feature is you have to be on standard picture profile, meaning you cannot use it on top of things like S-Log or Cine profiles, which makes sense. And in case you're wondering, yes, it also works on video mode. The creative style feature can be found on the 5th page of the first sub menu.
Next up is custom white balance. White balance is something that most people don't like to fiddle around with and leave it on auto. In my experience, this is where you can extract the most out of your camera in any kind of lighting condition. The custom white balance setting for the A6300 has adjustment for green or magenta shift in addition to the color temperature adjustment. Most lower quality lights have green or magenta cast. You can easily remove that by adjusting green or magenta values in your white balance settings and get better color straight out of the camera. Please note that this does not replace the need for high CRI, high quality lights. This is just when you are stuck in a situation where you cannot use any kind of video lights and you have to do with the lights that you have. You can find white balance settings on 5th page under the first sub menu.
But that's basically the end of this video, guys. Again, I'll be sure to link the older episodes in the description. If you liked Akash's part, again, go ahead, check him out. And if you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a like. Consider subscribing if you're new around here. It's been Suraj. Thanks so much for watching. Take it easy and stay devoted.